What's good? What's good? What's good? Boxing YouTube. What's good? It's your man, 100 Grand. Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Coming to you with another episode of Boxing Talk. Today, we have got to get into this Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. The fallout, the melee, and how this has reshaped boxing. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. If you like the video, please smash that like button, hit the bell, subscribe, and definitely leave some comments. I definitely try to respond to all the comments and even video suggestions moving forward. But with that, I want to just dive in. I'm gonna be real with you. This was the best that boxing had to offer. This was the best for a lot of different reasons. It wasn't just the best because you're looking at champions here, both fighting each other, but you're looking at the talent level of both these champions. One of these brothers, Terrence Bud Crawford, is in my book right now, pound for pound. And he's been pound for pound the best boxer in the game for quite some time, for years now. He's been cleaning out divisions, moving up. But you also got a challenger who's worthy of his talent. You got Showtime Shawn Porter. And to me, Showtime Shawn Porter is it's like your favorite dog who always seems to do just enough to get on your nerves, but you love him to death because he does so much of what you love from a dog. I mean, he's friendly. He jumps on your lap. He plays fetch with you. He'll run to the park with you. He'll stay when you need him to. But every once in a while, he does that thing. He does that thing. Sometimes it's chase the squirrel and make you have to go chase him down the block. Sometimes it's taking the shit out back, meaning in the back room, and you got to clean it up. But you still love him. That's Shawn Porter. He's almost like everyone's favorite fighter because he gives you everything you want from a fighter, literally, except he's just not on the level of the best. He's just not. And that's no knock because I still consider Shawn Porter a great fighter. A great fighter. Because of who he's gone after, whom he's battled with, whom he's been in the ring with. He's never shied away from a great fight. He's always sought it out. And that's what I loved about this fight. This was the best that boxing had to offer because these two individuals were going to come and give you everything that you could want. The skill level, the defense, the ring IQ, the ring generalship. They're going to give you power. They're going to give you some nastiness. And best of all, they give you knockouts. They're going to give you a knockout. I should say Crawford more than Porter. But I also want to mention there's something special for people who dare to be great. And when I say daring to be great, honestly, and it's jumping ahead a little bit, but this is where I begin to split ways between Canelo and Crawford when we start talking about pound for pound. Canelo is a great fighter, but I don't know if he's daring to be great. Meaning, I don't know if he's going after I'm going to take that back. I do know. He's not going after the best in every division. He's not. And I understand he doesn't have to. He's at that Floyd Mayweather level where he can do just about what he wants. He can tailor his career to get the most out of it while risking the less. And that's what he's doing. And you can't be mad at it. I understand it. Boxing is a brutal sport. I don't care how much we fawn over the great fighters of the past. When they're dealing with traumatic brain injuries and the physical fallout at the age of 50 something, 60 something, that's scary as hell. And so I get fighters wanting to protect themselves. And Canelo is protecting himself. He went to war with Triple G. I'm not going to knock that at all. But he ain't been to war since. He ain't been to war since. And he doesn't even look for wars. And I understand that a lot of these fighters really aren't on his level to really call him out like that. I get that. I get that. But leaving unfinished business, leaving divisions unclear. Even his current division, he didn't go after Benavidez, which is probably a far more risky fight, far more lethal fight than going after Caleb Plant. But he went after the easy money, low hanging fruit. Caleb Plant had the belts, had the belt that Canelo needed to be able to be undisputed at that division, and he went for it. I'm still waiting to see if he's daring to be great. But with that, I'm going to be real about this fight. Terrence Crawford didn't want this fight. And I could see it on his face. I could see it the whole time in the ring. He looked like somebody who was getting into a fight with his brother, with a real brother. Like, it wasn't like somebody that he was just friends with. He's close to Shawn, and you can tell. You can tell. It's not just mutual respect. There's some real brotherly love there. And that's dope to see. But the first half of the fight, I'm going to be real, it didn't look like Terrence Crawford wanted to fight him. At all. At all. He was smiling, he was laughing, he was joking. And then he wasn't. Somewhere in those mid rounds, I want to say round 6, 7, Shawn caught him. Boom. Hit him. And Bud paused. He was like, oh, this is what we're doing. And something switched. Something switched just like that. And I've heard a couple other boxing commentators say that he found out he was down, not just in points, but in rounds. He was losing the fight, and that might have switched that flip for him. But I'm going to be real with you. There's a few fighters who have something in them that they could tap into that allows them to pull from a source of energy and fight at a level that few others can actually reach. That takes their talent and their skills to a whole other level. And that's what Terrence Crawford tapped into. Shawn Porter was giving him all the hell he could ever ask. Which is why I was kind of critical of Kenny Porter saying what he said about him, because I was like, yo, I get it. That's your son. And you probably wanted him to win this fight as much as he did. As much as he did. I mean, a proud father for real. But I also know that you probably had a certain game plan. And maybe he didn't execute it all the way like he maybe is used to. But you can't knock the fact that Shawn gave him hell. Shawn gave him the toughest fight of his career to date. He did the same thing with Errol Spence. And that's a part of why we look at Shawn Porter as a great fighter, as an all-time great fighter. He's going in the Hall of Fame. He's going in the Hall of Fame. But there was something when Terrence Crawford flipped that switch. That was it. That was it. The whole calculating, slowly taking your time. Nope. Right now. Right now. Right now. And when Terrence Crawford figures you out, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. It's not even arguable. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not it's almost like Michael Jordan taking it personal. You know what I mean? Like that whole line. And then I took it personal. When Terrence Crawford takes it personal, when Terrence Crawford figures you out, it gets ugly. It gets ugly and it gets bad real fast. Real fast. And you can see it. You can see it. He caught him the way Errol Spence did, coming in, placed punch, bow. Hit him right on the chin, put him down. And that's when I was like, oh, shoot. Here we go again. Here we go again. Spence, Porter, all over again. And then Porter gets up. And then the next round, Bud says, no, I'm not done. And this is the part that I look at Bud Crawford and I say he's different. He's got a maliciousness. Canelo has this maliciousness also. Canelo does too. And so do a few other great fighters out here. Charlo, still trying to prove his greatness. But Benavidez. There's some of these fighters out here who really They get to a certain point where they really just want to hurt you. Like they're working something out on the inside. Like they're recounting that bully that did that one thing. Maybe it was a parent. Maybe it was somebody close to them. Like they've been through, there's a backdrop story that's going to come out sometime at the end of their career. And you're going to be like, damn, that's what you was pulling from? I get it now. And that's where Terrence Crawford pulled from. And when he knocked him down that second time, he wasn't going to hesitate. And this is where I understand Kenny Porter, because he's looking at his son, frustrated. Now, any good coach knows when athletes start getting frustrated and upset, it blocks their ability to calculate, to plan, to be methodical, or in this case, to be able to box and survive. Not to mention, when Shawn Porter was on all fours, I could see his body rocking. Yeah, he was upset, but he wasn't all there. He was back and forth. And by the time he gets up, he don't get up quick. He don't pop up like he normally does. He had to take his time to get up. And his dad's looking at him. He's like, "You're hurt. You're angry and frustrated. You're in this big moment. And I know who's standing across from you. Terrence Bud Crawford, probably one of the most malicious finishers in boxing. Probably second to only Deontay Wilder. When he's got you, he's got you. That's it. Deontay Wilder's more of a one-hitter quitter. Bow, that's it. Lights out, it's over. Terrence Bud Crawford is like, once I've hurt you, you may not want to fight again after this. You may not want to fight again after this. And Kenny Porter threw in the towel. Now, I'm going to be real with you. Kenny Porter showed us that he might be more father than he is trainer. And I don't think that's a bad thing. As I mentioned earlier, boxing is a brutal sport. It's a brutal sport. It takes a toll on these men's body and these women's body. These individuals have to walk around with those punches for the rest of their life. Kenny Porter might have just put 5 to 10 more years back on Shawn Porter's lifeline. And I understand that. I'm a father. And if I know that right now my kid might get a little embarrassed, but in the future they're going to be alive longer, that's not a hard decision. And we looked in Kenny Porter's eyes, he was like, it's not a hard decision at all. At all. I knew what was coming. Way too much time left in the round. My son, he was angry. He was hurt, swaying, unfocused. It was going to get bad. Bud is sitting there on the edge, chomping at the bit. He can't wait to get back and land that punch again. It was going to get bad real quick. And the fallout, I'll be real, I don't think it's as bad for Shawn or Kenny. Yeah, we don't know if Terrence Crawford could have put him down all the way. I don't think it was needed. Personally, I don't think it was needed. I saw what was coming. I said the moment he put him down that second time, I was like, that's it. And then I saw afterwards, Terrence Crawford made the move that we all been waiting for in his press conference. If y'all caught this, y'all know what I'm saying right now. He left Bob Arum. Thank God. The man who couldn't make the biggest fight of Terrence Crawford's career. The man who couldn't put him on track to get the fight, to even feel like he got close to the fight. He finally walked away from. He gave him all the loyalty, probably too much loyalty. I'm talking about Terrence Crawford here. Gave Bob Arum too much loyalty. But when he knew he had to walk away, he walked away. And now I see that Errol Spence fight is coming. It's coming. I think Errol takes one tune-up. He needs to. I think in reality, to really be ready for Bud, he needs Shit. To really be ready for Bud, he needs 2 fights. He needs 2 fights. But right now, he might just only give us one. He might just only give us one. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a big fight. If I gotta put my money on somebody, it's gonna be Bud. It's gonna be Bud. Shit. Well, I'm getting blown up over here, so I'm gonna be out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry for the interruption. Shit happens. Holla at y'all.